Here's Brody Brazil.
Well, as I record this, here's a live look at Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee. That's right, it's baseball's Winter Meetings 2023, and no, I'm not down there yet. Hopefully I'll get that experience within the next 2 nights, but I am here at the Opryland Hotel, which is the host of this event, and my goodness, it's some weird mix, some weird and beautiful mix of like Disneyland and a cruise ship. There's so many nooks and crannies and restaurants and things to look at, and the grounds are so meticulously maintained, and quite honestly, I've only seen it during the nighttime hours so far. But even then, everything is lit up. There's waterfalls, giant atrium areas. This is pretty magnificent. It's very impressive. And you know what? I will bring my camera around tomorrow or on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday and give you a tour of this place. I'll post it on YouTube so you can really get the grasp. If you've never been here before to Opryland, it is definitely amazing. But as for the winter meetings, that's what I'm here for. And I wanted to set the scene on a couple different topics regarding the Oakland A's. Now, winter meetings, when you think of them generally, a lot of deals happen. A lot of things get done here between teams and also with free agents. And a large part of that is simply because everybody's here in the same place. And while text messages and phone calls, they get the job done usually, things just necessarily happen a little bit faster when everybody's here. By the way, Tuesday night, there's also going to be baseball's draft lottery, which the A's will play a very likely part in as well. I'll explain that in just a second. But one thing I'll be keeping an eye on here with these winter meetings is if the A's actually do land free agents. And if they do, will any of them sign a multi-year contract? I'm specifically interested in that because, look, we know where the team is going to play in 2024 at the Oakland Coliseum. But so much remains to be seen about 2025 and beyond. And real quick plug, I think we've just posted a piece at NBCSportsCalifornia.com. Here's what I wrote in it. A's general manager David Forst almost seems handcuffed in his ability to negotiate new multi-year contracts on any level, considering the question of where the team will actually play 2025 and beyond. Could it be Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento, Summerlin, or a combination of any two? All jobs are MLB opportunities, but the potential inconvenience of moving or splitting a home schedule would seem to be a turnoff to any onboarding veteran. Watch not only if the A's can sign any free agents over the next 3 days, but also for how many years. Again, it will kind of give you a bigger idea of scale and plans. And what if there was a big, expensive free agent out there and the A's have said, well, they're going to Las Vegas and they're going to start building up the payroll and the players that they acquire. I mean, this is the official start of it, so will it actually happen here and now? Speaking of 2025, there are actually no players under contract for the A's in that season yet. Now, obviously, they've got team control over a large majority of their young players through 2025, but there's no player with an actual contract signed for 2025 right now. But there is a manager, and all of that only happened recently. Mark Kotsay took over in 2022. At that time, it was a multi-year deal. The team offered him the opportunity to go do an interview with the Mets for that managerial job opening. It didn't work out about a month ago in the beginning couple days of November, and right after Kotsay was basically done with that process, the A's enacted their club option to retain him for 2025. Now, there was no public reaction by Kotsay. I see he did send a text message to the Associated Press. I'm assuming that might have been via Janie McCauley. But it'll be interesting to get Kotsay's first comments on the new commitment through 2025. And who knows where that season will even be managed. So essentially, the team does have their manager for 2025, just no players. They've also made some alterations to their coaching staff, which includes the major league addition now of Bobby Crosby. Fan favorite, and honestly one of my favorites. Bobby Crosby will be in Oakland's dugout this upcoming season. So we'll get some thoughts and comments about that addition, some changes, and maybe for Kotsay, in 210 losses in his first 2 seasons, everybody's well aware that record is attached to his name, but that record is absolutely not attached to his potential, his efforts, his ability to lead a big league club. He has been through some very unique, very difficult, some might even say ridiculous circumstances in his first 2 big league seasons as manager. But I think the question is, how long does he even stay around this team? You may recall that Bob Melvin had a year left on his contract, but the A's allowed him to offer or interview elsewhere. He went to San Diego following 2021. So it's pretty clear Kotsay will be around for 2024. And although he's under contract now for 25, how long can any person survive and persist through some of the stuff that he's had to? I mentioned earlier that the lottery picks are going to be selected on Tuesday night. And essentially the A's have among the best. There's 3 teams, I believe, that have the identical percentage to pick first, even though the A's had the worst record in all of baseball. Now, last year, it was the first go-around of this new system following the CBA. The A's had the second worst record in baseball, but somehow they managed to get the 6th overall pick. That was a huge letdown, respectively. So we'll see what happens this year. Worst record, do they get the top, or let's say a top 2 or 3 pick in the draft? That will be revealed on Tuesday night, so we'll be watching for that. I also want to close with what might have been a huge splash by the A's here at Winter Meetings 2023, and it turns out that's not going to be the case, and that is renderings released. They were due to be released, as I record this, Monday afternoon, 2 p.m. Pacific time in Las Vegas. And my estimation on that, the thought process at least, I can't say I know for sure, but it would be releasing these renderings and having the entire baseball world here in Nashville to see them all at the same time, to react to them, and multiple strategies at play. Like scheduling that for Monday at 2 p.m. was not by any accident. But that is not going to happen now because of the tragedy involving the 2 state troopers in Nevada. But I'm here to also tell you that I don't think that announcement is also going to happen at any time now during these winter meetings. And in fairness, the A's statement said that those renderings would not come out anytime soon, and that ceremony and the release would be at a later date. My point is that later date, as far as I know, is not going to be Tuesday or Wednesday to conclude these winter meetings. No announcement, no press release, no renderings are going to come out, as far as I understand, during these winter meetings. And so we'll keep an eye on when they actually do come out. But it's definitely not going to have the same desired initial effect as planned by the A's. And look, I also understand there's a lot of speculation out there about different reasons that have nothing to do with the tragedy at hand. I'll let that be for right now, but I'm just here to tell you that in addition to not happening on Monday afternoon, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen at any time in the coming days. So that's it for this video. Something a little different here from Nashville. Looks kind of quiet out there, although it's almost 11 o'clock here on Sunday night as I record this. And it is a Sunday night, so we'll see what happens Monday, Tuesday, if Brazil actually makes it down there. Until then, thank you so much for your support here on the video. You know, I always appreciate it. Oh, one more thing, gotta say. Thumbs up down below. You know I really appreciate that. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel so I can definitely see you back here next time.